Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us once again. We have After the Match presented by HEB for you tonight. Now, this After the Match is after Regional 2 of the Spring Split, and we have qualified for both Regional 1 and Regional 2. Very proud of the team, very excited to hear what their answers are to all of your questions tonight. If you're joining us for the first time, this is a segment we do after we play in the RLCS, where it's just an opportunity for you guys to get to know the team better, ask any questions that were on your mind, whether they're about Rocket League or otherwise. So without further ado, let's hop into it. I just mentioned, and my question here is for JBot. This one's going to start from me. JBot, last time we talked about how it had been a bit since Team AXLE-R8 got back into a regional of the RLCS. And you said, now, trust me, this is going to be a normal thing. Well, we made it back to back. My question is, are we going back to back to back?
I'm going to be honest, Puffle, absolutely not. We probably have no chance going into this. No, on the real, I think we sort of like found our place. I think we have got our foot in the door per se, and like we kind of broke the curse of going into our fifth and final series of the day and then choking it. So because that was anytime we didn't make it, pretty much it was in the final series. So I think we found the ice for that. Hopefully we don't go for the heart attack route next time of losing the first two series. That would be ideal. Yeah. Right. Hopefully we just get there easily. But yeah, I think also it helps that our seeding is better this time. So day 2 is less of a mess. We played PK the first regional, that was annoying. But day 2 will be less of a mess, hopefully, and then that'll give us a good first round matchup for Sunday, and then we can build some momentum and hopefully get through pretty quickly.
Yeah, I'd almost forgotten. It feels like it's been years since the last open quals, but you guys did reverse sweep in close qualifier. That's insane. We'll have to talk about that a little bit later, but let's focus on the regional for now. Ron, my next question is for you. For those that don't know, Team AXLE-R8 actually played the same bracket in Regional 2 that we did in Regional 1. We played FaZe and uppers and then went on to play Sonics and lowers. Ron, do you think that was a benefit or a bit of a hindrance for the team?
I'd have to say somewhere in the middle. Obviously we are more comfortable playing the same teams. We also scrim Sonics pretty regularly now, but I don't think we performed as good as we did in the first main event. FaZe is just a good roster. Yeah. But I mean, I just always have the mentality that I try to tell the guys that it doesn't matter who you play. You're going to play your game and be confident, and that's all there is to it. I'm somewhere in the middle with it. I would not say it was bad. I would not say it was good. I think we definitely could have played. We're making some adjustments right now heading into this week for third. So we definitely picked up on some gameplay elements that we want to focus on going forward.
Love that. And that's what it's all about, making adjustments. Love to hear it. All right, enough questions from this Puffle guy. Let's get to the community's questions. The first one's a pretty hard hitter. I mean, I think everyone wants to know the answer to this. It's from Redacted, and he says, do you guys feel like there are any discernible advantages or disadvantages between Octane and Fennec? I mean, the age-old question. Bambi, we'll start with you, then we'll go JBot to Ron. I want to hear everyone's opinion on this one.
I mean, like, technically there shouldn't be an advantage since they have, like, the same hitbox, but for me, I feel like Fennec represents that hitbox a little bit better, and Octane is, I mean, it's the same hitbox, it just, like, feels a little bit different. Feels like a little bit taller, I guess, and I don't know. But overall, I don't think there's really any like advantage. It's really preference of like what you like.
Well, and I want to stay on Bambi for a second because you go back and forth quite a bit, Bambi. So what's going through your head when you're like it's Fennec Day today?
Honestly, I really don't know. Sometimes I'm just feeling the car, but I do feel like Fennec in my mind just feels like a more like consistent car. I don't know why. Like I don't know why. It just feels more consistent just because like the hitbox is represented a little bit better. But yeah.
All right, JBot, what do you got?
I'm gonna be honest. Fennec's a terrible car. Terrible car. I mean, I've been a day one Octane fan, and I think that it's just not as good. It's just Octane is superior. And look, I'll admit, okay, there are some times that I'm like, I'm gonna play Fennec for a game, but the only reason that happens is because like someone like dropped a bag of bricks in my Octane or some crap. Like they opened the passenger door and threw some bricks in it, and it doesn't move as fast. So I gotta break that curse by switching cars for a game. But that's the only reason.
heavy carb bug.
And I'm like, I guess Fennec's the closest thing, but it's really just terrible. I honestly like vomit in my mouth a little bit when I look over on the kickoff and Bambi's using it, but it's all good.
I mean, that's what I was gonna ask. I mean, is it a bit of a tilter when Bambi comes out in the Fennec?
Yeah. I mean, it's just, you know, he doesn't want to make it too easy for us. He wants to give the other team a chance, which is understandable. I mean, you know, it is competition. It is show business out here, so I totally get that. But at the end of the day, Octane is just the superior car, 100%.
For the fans, it's for the fans, 100%. Yeah, Tool, we'll go to you next. I've actually believe that I've seen you use the Fennec and the buckboard wheels that we talked about last week. That is that's quite a combo.
It's the fastest wheels in the game.
Yeah, fastest wheels on the Fennec. Okay, yeah. So what do you think, Octane or Fennec?
I mean, it's weird because like they're the same hitbox, but personally for me, I feel like the Fennec has like better shooting. Like I feel like I can place it exactly where I want 100% of the time, but like Octane is better for like literally everything but shooting. So like it's kind of hard for me.
Yeah,
I just go with Octane though, just because I don't know. I can shoot without.
He's a shooter.
He's a shooter. All right, Ron, bring us home.
I'm an Octane guy for sure.
Of course,
I think
on my side.
I think you just used Fennec in scrims today.
I used it one game.
Oh my
one
god!
Game.
Today.
There was bricks. There was bricks in my car. Like
Bambi seems to definitely roll with Fennec the most on the team. I've seen Tool in the Fennec. I think Fennec feels more controlled, just with movement around the field. I don't know if that's the car. I don't know. I always feel faster in an Octane. And I think the shooting's more accurate with Fennec because of the hitbox. Like Octane for me, it's like you're just going. Like it kind of tailors to that aggressive play style. I think Fennec's a little bit more pick and shoot, almost like a Dominus, but I think the Fennec is a better Dominus personally. So it's kind of my opinion. Octane,
like it honestly makes sense. Like I get it. You know, the boys in this call don't really have like the high enough level of understanding of the Octane hitbox. Like it's really not that complicated, but like I understand the wavelength, the brain levels are not up there to understand it and fully understand how to shoot with the car. But
I heard early on they almost renamed it to the J-Bot just because of how much you were using it. Yeah. Which is crazy. I mean, it almost rewrote history.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, great insights, guys. I mean, you know, I was hoping for a reason to make fun of my ranked teammates who are using the Fennec, and I think I have enough to do that. So thank you. I appreciate it. Our next question is from Krusty. He says, do you guys have any shots / plays / whiffs that you've trademarked, like the Bambi doink or the J-Bot crossbar or the Tool slot? I'll just open this up to whoever wants to hop in if anyone has any Team Accelerate plays.
There's definitely, I want to say one for Bambi, because Bambi does this weird thing. He's like, anytime he's third man, the ball's rolling back to him, he's like, I'm going ceiling. And then he just double jumps it and smacks it into the ceiling as hard as he can and tries to follow it like in the same motion and finish it. Yeah, it's just, I mean, it works.
Like ceiling double?
I do it when like there's someone in the net and then there's someone backboard. Because like the ceiling's like my only option there, basically.
Wow, revealing secrets. I mean, that's crazy. Exactly. Wait, what'd you call it though? Somebody called it something. The Bambi Special?
Bambi Classic or Special.
The Bambi Classic. The Bambi Classic. I think honestly, in Krusty's message, he's referencing the doink that you hit to get this team to Game 5 overtime, Bambi. I mean, can you tell us a little bit about that doink? I mean, a lot of people on Twitter were looking at your face, and you looked pissed. Like you were not having any of it. Like, what was going through your mind?
Well, at the same time, like we didn't win yet though. It was just to tie it. So that's like one way to see it. But like, yeah, like it's pretty hype, and also in the moment, like there's just like a lot of like adrenaline and stuff. And I don't know. I play best when I'm like locked in and like zoned in. So
and I tried to argue this with a couple people. To me, it looked like you just like you said, you just stayed locked in and you were shaking your head like, ain't no way we're losing this. There's no way. No way. That shot was crazy.
I was a good like 400 times happier than Bambi whenever he scored the goal. And then like after the win, I'm like hyperventilating. I'm like, how do we win that? Bambi's just like, I guess we won that. Like, just get me off. I was like, just like happy to be done. I'm like, all right, to each their own. But I was hype as could be when he scored that. So That was funny.
Yeah, because that was the infamous side flip, right? That
Oh yeah.
left an
Yeah.
open net in
FTM,
overtime.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
No, I actually made him backflip on that or side flip.
Was he a bit nervous?
Yeah, I made him nervous when I went up for
Yeah.
the ball. So, but if he did backflip, I was doubling it on him. But I saw
Well,
him side flip, so I
obviously, that wasn't implying that you were going to. I mean, come on. Come on.
True.
I love it. Okay, the Bambi Classic. We'll keep our eyes out for it. Next question is from Julian. We talked a lot about different parts of the game last week, but Julian wants to know overall, bring it all together. What's the most speedy preset? And we'll go with right now. Like, what are you guys feeling the fastest in right now? Bambi, what's your go-to?
I mean, the thing is, I personally don't like having like fast presets. Like, I prefer like having like a slower car, just because I could control it better. It doesn't make sense, but like,
Wow.
I tweeted this before. Like, I prefer having like a slower car, just because I could control it better. But yeah, right now I've been using like I've been using Fennec with like a matte thingy.
Fennec and Matt has to be the
Yeah.
slowest car in the
Yeah.
game.
And it's a random decal that I found. But yeah, that's what I've been rocking with. But if
All right,
not,
J-Bot.
I'll use like anodized.
J-Bot, let us know what the actual speediest preset is.
I've been
Bambi's going
rocking
crazy over
the white lone wolf with like deep blue and deep red, and then like black D-cheese. I've been doing that since like I started playing on Johnny Boy's stream. I think that's why I kept it, is because like I would always run that preset on when I was playing 1v1s on Johnny's stream. And I think I just have like a lot of good memories like winning with that car and stuff. So I think that one's fast. Everyone always says it looks slow, but like they're just bad at the video game. What can I say?
Right, yeah. It's good vibes for you,
Yeah,
so why not, right?
Yeah. So I like that one.
All right, Tool. Buckboards or what?
I'd say either. Yeah, I mean, Buckboards is a good second, but I'd say like Slurpee decal with Zombas. That's what I used last regional.
Mm.
I think I used it last regional.
I'm on the Zombas
something
hate
else.
train.
Yeah, I'm not
Personally.
personally either.
Yeah.
No.
That's
Wait,
like
which
some
color?
Rizzo vibes.
Like just default Zombas? Or?
Use Crimson. I'm pretty
Crimson and Cobalt.
Oh, based on the teams, huh? Oh, you
Yep.
really got the drill.
sure.
I'm matching.
Okay, now everyone wants to know what Ron's answer is. Ron,
Yeah.
please enlighten
Come on,
us.
I mean, any car is speedy to me, but
It's about the driver.
I mean, yeah, it's all about the driver.
Mm.
I've been using this decal called Thanatos. I'm totally saying that wrong.
Dennis.
Yeah, sure.
Not a sponsor.
I like black OEMs. That's always I think it's the wheels that make the car fast, and I just go for like something super plain, like that you'd see on the streets. So
Love
that's
that.
about it. I mean, I don't really.
You want to
play
feel
this
like you're
game too
driving on
much,
the
but
highway out there, huh?
Yeah.
Just making sure you fit it. I love it. Okay, we'll stay with that. We got to get to another favorite. This one means a lot to me. I'd love to hear your guys' answers. Patty asks, what's your favorite map in the game? And I think, was it last week where there was, or maybe the regional before, where there was some discussion to get a map changed by, I think, Blaze
Yeah,
or
but it's
something?
colorblind.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's that. But, Bambi, what's your favorite map?
My favorite would probably be Forbidden Temple, in my opinion. But like at the same time, I honestly like don't pay attention to the maps too much. So like, I really like, I'm always like, I'm just so focused that I really don't care like what map I play on. But yeah.
J-Bot?
For me, it's just always in Manfield Night. It's just like the nighttime
Yeah.
vibes are nice. It's like just because it's night, it's like dark and not all in your face. It's just really simple, but like it's also just a clean looking map overall. So I've always liked Manfield Night. I also liked Forbidden Temple. I was sort of upset that they switched it out for, especially for Aquadome. Like there's like whales
Yeah.
in the back of that. I'm like trying to hit a flip reset and I
pretty
see like a
distracting.
beluga whale in the back. I'm like, what's happening? But I mean, it's a cool map, but I don't know. I like Forbidden Temple better. It was just cleaner. But I guess overall it would just be Manfield Night.
Yeah, I'm with you. Tool?
I can't remember its name, but it's like,
Well,
you know how
how
there's
about
like a train that goes above it?
Oh, Urban Central.
Yeah.
Urban Central?
Urban
Urban
I feel like
Central.
that's a
I
hot
actually
take.
like that one the most.
Yeah, a
I don't
bunch
know
of
why.
people
I
hate
just
that
always
one.
like that one. Probably because I got I think I got my first Grand Champion title on that map in like season 3.
It's all about the
I think it is
vibes.
that game. Yeah.
The vibes.
Wait,
It's
actually, I
really
take
bad.
my answer back.
Okay.
I'm a Beckwither.
That cool.
Oh, Beckwith Park.
Yeah, never mind. I forgot about Beckwith, but yeah,
You're a
that's
fan
my
of
favorite
Adam
one. That's my
Beckwith?
favorite one. 100%, that's my favorite.
Shout out.
Shout out
Chill
Adam Beckwith.
vibes.
All right, Ron.
Me and J-Bot are just too similar.
Oh, here we go.
Manfield Knight has been my free play training map for 5 years. Like,
Yeah,
it's just the best map in the game, 100%.
Yeah. For me, when it comes to maps, I need it to have grass. Does anybody relate? Like,
Definitely like it better if
Don't
it's
they all
grass.
have grass? Or?
no,
Aquadome
man.
has
They
that.
got
Wasteland.
sand. They got
Aquadome's
dirt.
kind of
Oh,
like
sure.
submarine metal material.
Yeah,
like-
metal. Also, some of the maps they've been putting out recently are blinding. Literally,
Yeah.
they're so bright.
Neo Tokyo Cosmo Edition.
Yeah, that
whatever.
one is-
That was a trip, man. That map was crazy.
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay, we'll do one more question, and I'd love to hear Ron's opinion on this first. Redacted asks, how much does fatigue factor into your play? Do you play for long enough regularly that it's a non-issue in tournaments? And I want Ron to start because I'd love to hear the player perspective. But as a coach, Ron, can you tell when the team is nearing fatigue? Like, how do you battle through that?
Yeah, that's a great question. It's so individualized, like it's per the person. And yeah, I could totally tell when fatigue is hitting. And I think it's just like finding that happy middle ground between like we're here to work, but also not overplaying. It's hard to address because at the same time, like, I mean, you're not going to take days off scrims.
Right.
It's more of like mental fatigue.
Mhm.
We have certain rituals on the team that are kind of unspoken / something I try to reinforce. And after tournaments, especially RLCS, because what we have to do, we have to play through 3 days of open qualifiers and then have a full prep week of scrims and then play another main event. Like that's a lot of, and,
Right.
and now we're back again, right? Like that's
Right. Yeah.
that's a lot of Rocket League. And the higher you go in the game, the more intense it gets and stressful. So one thing we do personally is just a mental detox from each other. Like you could still play the game if you want. You don't have to, but take that weekend off, take that day off, but we're not talking to each other. So
Yeah.
it's more of like a reset. And then we'll come back, start the week with like a pretty big meeting. It's like now that we're not emotional anymore because that's what competition is, and we'll readdress like, no, all right, let's talk about our recent performance. So it's like you're just letting those feelings kind of, that adrenaline, let that seep out and then come at that with a level head.
Right.
And then there's one more rule that I follow, and it's don't be afraid to sacrifice a scrim day for long-term performance. Like, these guys are all college students, and yeah, we are professional players, but at the same time, you can't completely remove IRL responsibilities. So like, I mean, for example, we didn't even sacrifice a scrim day. There was one week, Bambi had like 4 exams, a project, and a research paper due all in the same week, and we didn't sacrifice a week, but that's because he's a grinder. And like, he was like, yeah, let's do it. But like, J-Bot, on the other hand, still a grinder, but like he performs in school at like, I mean, he goes to a huge university and computer engineering, computer science.
Yeah,
Maybe you can correct me on that.
Not good
But
enough.
like, it's the intensity factor, right? So like, if what is the point in practicing if something else is on your mind and like, yeah, we need to focus on Rocket League, but you don't want to force things. So
For sure.
don't be afraid to sacrifice a day. Now, would it be a week? No. We're actually currently planning our summer right now, just designing around a vacation, an internship, off-season tournaments, scrims, intensity levels, building intensity throughout the summer. So it's such a fine-tuned dance, and it depends who you're working with. So
For
that's
sure.
my answer.
And I feel like it ties a lot back into what we talked about last week on 2 fronts, which one, Swiss is a true test of fatigue as much as it is winning. Yeah. And also ties back into, we talked about like the ideal amount of hours to be played, right?
Yeah.
Like from basically what I'm hearing you say is like some of the the being ready for a match day is making sure you're not burnt out before it even starts, right?
Absolutely.
So yeah. So from your guys' perspective, just maybe more personal, not on such a team level, like, you know, what do you guys do when you feel fatigue in tournaments? Bambi, start with you.
Honestly, for me, in the moment, like when I'm in competition, like I don't really feel like too tired or fatigued. It kind of like hits me like after I play, after I'm done with the day. But like I don't know why, like when I'm playing, like I'm feeling fine like most of the time. And I never really like tournament day. I never really take like a break off the game. Like I literally just like stay on
Yeah.
Rock League and I like play.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And I want to
get
say
warm.
something really quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
So like Bambi plays through it, right? So like let's say you drop a series and okay, you got to reset that mental. We're playing Swiss. You got to get ready for that next series. Bambi plays through it, but that's like how he deals with fatigue.
Yeah.
Like everyone, it's like people talk about how do you avoid tilt? How do you, I'm slumping. How do you get out of that? Well, it depends on the person. You could play through it. You could take a break. You could just focus on training. J-Bot, for example, deafens, not in a toxic way.
Yeah.
At all, but that's his thing. I don't know what J-Bot does. It's a secret. We don't know what he does.
I
when
just
he
get up and
deafens.
get water.
No, but like, so like, and I know Tool's like gone to the bathroom, wash his face, get water, get a snack. Like, so everyone like reacts in different ways. And that's like where coaching, it's so individualized. You can't just paint this broad brush on how to be a competitor. You really got to get to know these people.
For
So
sure.
sorry for interrupting.
No, and I think you bring up and you brought it up earlier that we're really talking about mental fatigue because,
Oh, yeah.
I think the thing that separates this is like, and one thing that I've had many conversations with people in the scene about is like, you could just play all day. Like nothing's really stopping you. It's not like sports where your body can't do it anymore. And I think that's why we've seen a lot of like sports psychologists and roles like that opened up in the scene and you're kind of taking that role in a way where you like understand each of your players, what they need to perform on the level they need to perform. Yeah.
You have to. It's all mental at this level.
Yeah.
Like everyone's mechanical. Maybe some people think a little bit smarter than other people and have maybe more ice under pressure, but it's like, are you confident? Are you confident in your teammates? Do you have a level head? Are you going to let a goal bother you? It's all mental.
For sure.
It's crazy.
All right, J-Bot. Well, we don't want you to, give away your secrets, but talk about fatigue for us.
For me, I guess when I first heard the question, I was thinking like there's kind of two types of fatigue. Like I think Ron mostly touched on more of like the second type, which is like burnout. The first type being like actual fatigue throughout a long tournament.
Yeah.
To talk about burnout, I mean, I think there's a sort of a constant, at least for me and probably for most people, there's sort of a constant like ebb and flow of your like, willingness to play the game or like your want to play the game. Like some days you'll be really excited to play, some days maybe not so much. That ebb and flow is kind of natural. I think you got to find what is fun to you, because personally for me, like if I'm not having fun, it's gonna be a rough day. Like I play good whenever I feel good, when I'm having fun. That doesn't mean I'm trolling, it's just like I'm having a good time, so I'm gonna play good and I'm gonna want to be there. I was really wanting to be there. So in terms of that, I mean, I think it is important to take like days off scrims, like Ron said, just to sort of like reignite that passion or that want to actually show up every day in scrims. Because I mean, to be honest, it gets repetitive. Like it's very inherently is very repetitive. Our scrim schedule is repetitive, competing is repetitive, so you need to find sort of the like little things that motivate you. That's to touch on burnout. In terms of like fatigue for an actual tournament, I find that to be less of an issue. I mean, Puffle, you said like mental fatigue is definitely a thing, but obviously with it being like your thumbs really don't get tired. Right. It's more of a mental thing. So Tool and I like to get up. I like to go wash my hands, get a drink. Also, I think hydrating is very important and definitely overlooked as well. So yeah, in terms of like fatigue during a tournament, I mostly just like to drink water in between games.
And nerd focus.
Oh yeah,
of course.
Of course. All right, Tool, bring us home and then we'll get out of here.
For me, I like to like eat something usually. Like I'll just say like a snack, like a bar or something like that. But like I'm kind of the same way as Bambi, where like I won't really get fatigued, I guess, in the tournament. It's mostly like after, but usually just after a series, like win or lose, I'll just get up, go to the bathroom, do whatever, just drink a little bit of water, eat, and then just get ready for the next series.
Yeah, feel that. I like you said, around everyone's different, but I definitely feel the same. Just in life, like just to step away for a second from things can be super valuable. We actually just had one more question coming from the chat. It's a quick one, but I'm curious because I've been in your comments before and this came up, so I want everyone else to hear it. iAtomic asks, do you guys listen to music while in your competitive RLCS tournaments? Bambi?
Most of the time, I don't listen to music at all, like playing like ranked and everything. I do listen to it when I stream just because, like I want the audience to enjoy it more.
Yeah.
But yeah, competition, I usually never listen to it, except like if I'm just like not feeling too good, then I just like need some music. But most of the times I'm never listen to music.
Gotcha. J-Bot?
Yeah, I'm sort of similar to Bambi. It's kind of like, well, I'll definitely listen to it when I'm just training and like doing free play or workshop maps or whatever, just to sort of fill the background. But in terms of tournaments, I pretty much never listen to it. It's like sometimes I'll try to use it as like an X factor and like maybe it'll help me focus or something. But for the most part, I just find having extra noise like distracting, and I can't listen to where people are on the field as well. And you know, it obviously depends on the volume that you're listening to it at, but I think it's just better for me personally to not listen to it, unless I'm trying to spice things up.
Cool.
I like to put music like pretty low when I play. Like I don't keep it. I keep it probably like a quarter of like everyone's voices, just to like kind of, I don't know, just it helps me like focus. I feel like, but yeah.
Yeah, I've actually heard
low.
that from a lot of people that like the consistent noise helps them focus. Ron, when you're coaching, any music going on?
Oh, well, if I'm streaming, yes. Same with what Bambi said, but when I'm, if I'm private coaching, if I'm with RLCS guys, never. Like my attention is fully focused on them. And also they talked about communication. I'm listening to their communication.
Right.
Because like, sometimes it's just like, guys, let's up the comms. I mean, J-Bot said something today, very motivating. Let's comm like we're a team. Like it's just stuff like that. So it's my job to pay attention. So no music for me, distraction.
Love it. Well, guys, another phenomenal episode of After the Match. It's always super fun for me, and I'm sure super fun for the community to hear your insights from playing Rocket League at the highest level, whether that be, about what the speediest preset is or about how to deal with fatigue. I mean, I think all the stuff we get to talk about on this show translates down to all different levels of play. We thank our sponsor, HEB, for another great episode of After the Match. Things coming up for Team AXLE-R8. We play in open qualifiers for Regional 3 on Friday, and we'll be playing Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, baby. We're going all the way in an effort to get to our third main event in a row. And also, quick shout out to Bambi, who made it to CRL Worlds, who will be in Dallas at the beginning of June. So make sure to cheer him on doing that. Thanks so much for joining us today, guys. I've been Puffle, and I've hoped you have enjoyed.
See you guys.
Bye.
Yeah.